Quick question. Has a stain on your ceiling, a car's headlights, or an electrical socket ever looked like it was looking back at you? That's not you being weird. That's a 50,000-year-old survival system, still running, still on, and by the end of this video, you'll never look at a parking lot the same way again. It's 11 p.m. You're walking to your car alone in an empty parking lot, and out of the corner of your eye, something in the shadows looks like it's watching you. Two dark shapes, a shape below them. Your heart rate spikes before your brain even finishes the sentence. That's probably nothing. You look again. It's a trash can. Two reflective stickers and a handle. Nothing was ever there. But for one full second, your brain was completely convinced a face was staring back at you. And here's the unsettling part. It does this to you constantly, every single day, and you almost never catch it happening. An electrical outlet, a cloud, the grill of a car, a slice of burnt toast. Somewhere in the last week, your brain took something that was absolutely not a face and quietly built one anyway, without asking your permission first. This has a name, pareidolia, seeing a specific, meaningful pattern, almost always a face, inside something completely random. For a long time, scientists treated it like a glitch, a funny little bug in the software. Now we know it's the opposite. It's one of the oldest survival tools your brain has ever built, and it's still running right now, tonight, in that parking lot. Quick comment question before we go further. What's the weirdest face you've ever spotted in something random? A wall socket, a car, a piece of food? Drop it below. I want to see how far this goes. Here's where it gets interesting. Deep in your brain sits a region called the fusiform face area, and its entire job, its only job, is faces. Brain scans show it firing the instant you see one, real or not. It doesn't wait for proof. It doesn't double check. The second a pattern is even roughly face-shaped, two dots above a line, that region lights up like an alarm. And this isn't something you learned. Newborns only hours old, barely able to focus their eyes, will track a face-like pattern across a room more than they'll track the exact same shapes scrambled into random order. Nobody taught them what a face looks like. The wiring was already installed, loaded, and waiting before they'd even seen one clearly. So the question becomes, why would evolution build a brain this trigger-happy? Why not wait for a better look before sounding the alarm? It comes down to brutal math. Picture an early human at the edge of a tree line, catching a flicker of something in the shadows that might be a predator's face. There are two ways to be wrong here. Think something's there when it isn't, and you lose a few seconds of adrenaline for nothing, embarrassing, harmless. Or think nothing's there when something actually is, and you don't get a second chance. Those two mistakes are not the same size. One costs you a jump scare, the other costs you your life. So a brain that fires false alarms constantly isn't broken. It's the safer brain. Researchers call this a hypersensitive agency detection system, built to assume something is watching you, even when it almost certainly isn't, because guessing wrong in the other direction was too expensive to risk even once. That single evolutionary trade-off, one bad guess costs seconds, the other costs everything, is the reason a trash can in a dark parking lot can make your pulse spike tonight, in a world with no predators left to hide in the tree line. But this system isn't only hunting for danger, it's also hunting for connection, and it will find one anywhere, including places that make no sense at all. In 1976, NASA's Viking probe photographed a Martian mesa that, in the grainy, low-resolution image, looked unmistakably like a giant carved human face staring up at the sky. For 25 years, people built entire theories around it. Lost civilizations, ancient monuments, government cover-ups. In 2001, a sharper camera flew over the exact same spot. No face, just a regular hill, shaped by shadows and erosion. 25 years of theories, and you don't need 100 million miles for this to happen. You just need bread. In 2004, a woman in Florida found a grilled cheese sandwich she'd made 10 years earlier, and in the browning of the bread, she saw the outline of a face she believed was the Virgin Mary. She kept it sealed in a plastic container for a decade. It later sold at auction for $28,000, a sandwich, because two patches of brown and a line between them was close enough for her brain to call it a face and mean it completely. Here's a question worth sitting with for a second. If your brain is this confident about a sandwich, how confident should you actually be about the things you're sure you saw last week? The part almost nobody talks about. This isn't a quirk in a handful of it's universal. and it's measurable. Researchers have found that car designers unintentionally build faces into every vehicle they design. Headlights as eyes, a grille as a mouth. People consistently rate certain car fronts as angry, friendly, or aggressive, the exact same words you'd use for an actual human expression. Nobody programmed you to judge a Jeep's personality. Your face detection system just never switches off. It grades everything you look at using the only rubric it owns. And this doesn't only happen with your eyes. Play someone white noise and tell them a message might be hidden in it, and many will swear they hear real words in what is genuinely just static. Same alarm system, just running through your ears instead. Your brain isn't only built to find faces, it's built to find meaning anywhere it can, whether or not any is actually there. And that's the bigger idea underneath everything we've covered. Your brain doesn't hand you reality, it builds a version of it in real time, out of fragments and educated guesses, then hands you that construction and calls it the truth. Most of the time, it's accurate enough that you never see the seams, but every so often, in a cloud, in toast, on a planet 40 million miles away, you catch the machinery in the act, and what you're looking at isn't a malfunction. It's a 50,000-year-old alarm system, still convinced that seeing a face where there isn't one beats missing one that's actually there. So next time your car's headlights look back at you like they're smiling, or a stain on the ceiling turns into a face right before you fall asleep, that's not your imagination being silly. That's the oldest piece of security software you own, still deciding, every second, that it's safer to see a threat that isn't real than to miss one that is. Last thing before you go, look around you right now, wherever you're watching this. I genuinely bet there's a face hiding in something within 10 feet of you, an outlet, a bag, a pattern on the wall. Find it and tell me what it was in the comments. I read every one of them. If you want to see the actual research behind this, the Viking photos, the fusiform face studies, all of it, it's linked below.